Hey everyone, Camille from 88 Fitness Training. Welcome back. Today we're talking about training the triceps in the lengthened position and how to intensify your workouts with lengthened partials. So stay tuned, check it out. Well, thanks for sticking around. So if you've been training for a while and you're just not seeing the tricep gains that you're looking for, it's definitely time to change up your technique and consider looking at making sure you're training in the lengthened position and then intensifying it with lengthened partials. So let's talk about the triceps for a second. When you're looking at the triceps, their function is pretty much to extend the elbow, right? So that's what you're doing when you're doing tricep push down. So when your arms are extended down and you're contracting that tricep, that's when your muscle's in the shortened position. But as you flex that elbow and come up, this is when your triceps lengthen. So looking at a tricep push down, for instance, in this position at the bottom, shorten. When your elbow flexes and your arms come up, your hands come up, this is training in the lengthened position. So I just wanted to clarify that for starters. And the reason this is so important, because there's so much research showing that when you stretch the muscle and apply load, you really do have the most potential for growth, for hypertrophy. So it's important to make sure that as you pick your exercises, you're training in the most stretched position. And so I'm going to take you through several exercises today that do exactly that. So let's dive right in. All right, y'all, we're going to start with the nastiest compound for the triceps, the body weight dips on a dip stand. So when you're thinking about the dip stand, when you are in that lower position, your triceps are definitely stretched. And it's that motion of actively trying to come up in order to contract them and shorten them that's really applying a lot of load on the triceps. And these are hard. I mean, if you can crank out like more than 10 or 12, then you definitely need to add weight. But most people, this is pretty challenging. So let's go ahead and show you what this looks like and then the lengthened partials. So full range of motion, you come down to about 90, your triceps are stretched, and then you push up. So just like this. All right. As you fatigue out, come about halfway. Keep trying to get up just like that. Woo! And just doing 4 to 6 of those lengthened partials, it's nasty, y'all. So go ahead, do full range until you hit absolute failure, and then actively try to do that partial range of motion all the way from the bottomed out position to about halfway up. The next exercise I want to show you that's really great for training the lengthened position is going to be a skull crusher. So we were talking about the tricep push down, right? And how, you can come up, you're in the lengthened position, but when you think about the tricep, it has 2 insertion points, right? At the elbow and at the shoulder. So if you really want to stretch it, the push down is probably not the best exercise. Exercises like skull crushers, where your arms overhead, now we're stretched at the elbow and the shoulder. So let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. So again, put the arms backwards so you're stretched at the shoulder. Now flex at the elbow, going into the skull crusher. Now you're training in the lengthened position. So automatically you're maximizing your potential for hypertrophy because you're training in the stretched position while under load. So in terms of the lengthened partials, same thing. As you reach that failure point, go ahead, come halfway up with this. Just make sure you're keeping those elbows back because we want to make sure we stay stretched. But it's a really great exercise in terms of mechanically placing your triceps in a very stretched position, and then you're able to add in the partials to intensify it if you need to. So if the skull crushers were really great because they stretch your tricep both at the elbow and the shoulder, doing an overhead tricep extension is even better. So you can have a single handle just like that, pulley anchored down low, raise the arm up, and now in this position, you can see how stretched my tricep is. And then you can come up, squeeze. So training in this position is definitely more advantageous because of the amount of stretch. And you know what me and James always say, muscle stretch while under load has the most potential for growth. So go ahead and hit all of your full range of motion tricep extensions, and then you can go into those partials just like this. And you are going to feel it, y'all. Like this burns even with the light weight that I'm using to demo. And now in terms of unilateral versus tossing a rope on and doing both hands, you can do them both ways. Both very excellent exercises. I do like unilateral just because if there's any type of muscle imbalance side to side, you're gonna correct that and work that out versus the singular rope. But really great exercise. In fact, this is probably my #1 pick for training the triceps in the lengthened position, whether it's unilateral or the rope. So definitely check this one out, y'all. So another exercise I'm gonna toss in there just for fun are Rapunzel press downs. You need 2 ropes kind of like this in the setup. And it's a really great exercise where you just stand straight out like this. So in this position, kind of similar to tricep push down, your triceps extended, but the pull line's coming from a different point. So you have load from a slightly different angle, which trains the triceps from a different angle. But just like this, you've got your full range of motion Rapunzel press downs. And then from there, you can go into your partial range of motion ones, just like that. So really fun exercise. Probably not my #1, but if you're trying to mix it up and work it into a workout, doing Rapunzels from time to time, really fun, super nasty. I know I have a short out there showing me do this. If you load up the weight on these Rapunzels, this is nasty, y'all. It's super duper nasty. Great way to burn out those triceps at the end of your workout. Another really great exercise you can do is the Tricep Extension machine. I don't have one here, but when I do work out at the commercial gym, this is definitely one that I train on. And so what's great about this machine is the position it places your arms in. So your elbows are in this upper position like this, and then you're actively extending out. So again, you're stretched when you're back here, but you're also raised up at the shoulder, applying a little extra stretch to the triceps. So that's definitely a staple on my arm day. So if you have one, definitely check it out. And same thing, go ahead and hit your full range of motion extensions, and then geek out those 4 to 6 partials at the end. So in terms of how to incorporate this into your fitness program, I definitely recommend still hitting the full range of motion for your exercises, but selecting some of the ones we picked here today to ensure that you're training the triceps in the lengthened state. And then towards the end of your set, that's where I recommend you going into the actual lengthened partials or long length partials to get 4 to 6 more reps. And I wouldn't do this for all, 3-4 of your sets. I would probably pick the last set or 2 to do it as a finisher. And as always, make sure you're fully warmed up, especially when you're doing lengthened partials. You never want to go into the gym cold and go right into some heavy partials. So warm up that tissue nice and good. But in terms of doing lengthened partials, the triceps definitely respond well to doing this type of technique. I know I personally have incorporated a lot of this recently, and so has James, and I'm definitely seeing really good progress, especially in terms of being able to progressively overload in my full range of motion exercises. So great technique to work in, and I want to hear from you guys. So what are your favorite exercises to do for triceps, especially for partials? So definitely drop me a line, let me know. And for more videos like this one, definitely check out our tricep playlist, and definitely check me and James out live every Sunday at 12 Eastern. It's your opportunity to ask us any questions you may have in real time. All right, y'all, hit that like and subscribe. Camille, 88 Fitness Training.